よろしくお願いします。
It's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but we've got football to perk up our spirits. That's the good news. At Paul Brown Stadium, that's where we're at here in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
オンリーさんいい試合してんな。うわ、カバーワンか。
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And some strong running. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory.
ああ、3のサムウィルか。
Pick up there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
パスと見せかけての、よし、超えた。いいぞ。カバー3マッチでこんだけいかれるの。アウトサイド行ってみようか。めっちゃキラキラしてる。行くぜチェイス。足遅っ。
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
First down, here's Burrow. Dumps it off to Mixon. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
寄せてくるでしょ。
On 3rd down, Murray. Get to him short of the 1st down at about the 16. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. From the right hash, this from 33. This has no chance. It's no good. Well, wide to the left.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
カメラ変わらん。カメラ変わった。コンテイン。
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
4ヤード取られちゃう。1人 DL 怪我してんだよ。
They're setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now.
カバーない。
Get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
From the 27, Lawrence. And this is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
パスだと思うんだが。しかも MLB フラットじゃんか。
Now Lawrence. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. They're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 5 yards, and that means they come up short, as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. The gamble pays off. They get the first. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
カバー3クラウド。なんだろうな。
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On play action, Lawrence. This is complete. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all this stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people.
And he'll take this one in for a JAX touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the JAX have taken the early lead. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
They'll try and throw for it. That's caught at the one. And he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the two-point conversion. Kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
なんか、まあ、ぶっちゃけこういうことされんのって嫌だよね。弱いのがいけないんだけどさ、普通の試合だったら絶対やんねえし。
They had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Burrow. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 1 quarter down, 8-0.
カバー3マッチだけしてんだったら真ん中つくわ。
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Here we go. Here we go. Big 13. Big 13. Check. 11 Thomas.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, Murray. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
2nd and 4. Burrow looking to pass. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Ah, yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
Ah, you're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
Different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word. Yeah. You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now Joe Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. He and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. Touchdown! A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They go play action with Burrow. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. It's Mixon on the counter. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Burrow on play action. And this one's
邪魔しとるやん。
At this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have now allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28. Now it's Burrow.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
マッチだと止められちゃうんだよな、これ。
So from the 17 now, here's a
ボーリー次
1st
第
and 10.
若手頑張れ。
Off the play fake, here's Burrow.
なんでワンステップあるん
It's
だ。
incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, it's Burrow. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Burrow will throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now they'll run. Murray. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals get a late score here, the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will cut the lead down to 15. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 6. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
Whoa, pass.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 2nd and long. Lawrence. It's caught. Reception by Holmes. And he will take this into enemy territory as he's out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big play there just before halftime. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action with Lawrence. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
Holmes has got it complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Seibert able to knock this one through. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. From the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
SS と CD クソすぎる。インバート。
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think it...
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram. His second touchdown on the season. And the Jags are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pinned their ears back and get after him now.
Now a second down run for Murray. And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Oh, yeah.
They go with Murray again. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a give. This is Murray. Murray has the first down and more. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. 86 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. And a guy that can change the game shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
Give them maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
カバー3マッチだけでこんな止められるんだよね。
And now they will throw it with Burrow. Oh, the
ball
comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he comes back with one complete. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone?
わかりやすすぎる。
They won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Throwing again on 2nd down. Lawrence. And he's going to go down. Back in his own 5-yard line.
メッセージが来ない。よくわからん。
It's a sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it.
Ah,
Play
clear,
action.
man.
Room past the 20. As they'll finally stop him at the 23-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence.
そこ空いてるやん。
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Lawrence. Incomplete. And Charles got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force an incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
何してんの?
Give them credit for a good
何してんの?
because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice game.
Now left side on a swing pass. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Finally a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. But to throw again is Lawrence, buying time to his left. And he'll just get rid of it. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working so well.
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Here we go. Can. Start.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Nixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop into these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Now Burrow. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Here's a give to Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
In search of 8 yards on third down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. From midfield now, Burrow. Double coverage and intercepted. Picked off near the 44. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. Here's a handoff out of the gun. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Play action. It's Lawrence. He finds his man complete. That's Holmes. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 10. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
48 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Again, it's Murray. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Play action. It's Burrow. Shakes off the sack. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Burrow's throw there, caught by Gallup. A gain of 6 there on first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
100ヤード持ってってやるぞ。
The offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
11 MT tape. 11 MT tape. 11 MT tape.
Carries piling up. It's Murray again. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys,
あと4、3ヤード。
made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Only a yard on the pick up there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Here we go. Here we go. 11 Thomas.
A 20th carry coming up now for Murray. And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout.
行ってないのか。
Stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this offense, which was humming all game, ends on a negative play. We didn't see many of those as he takes the knee, but what an explosion and a good win.
Can we call it a negative positive play?
There you go.
An oxymoron to end the ball game.
And they can watch the clock go down and celebrate the victory. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly
さあタンクなんで来週から来週キッズ人いたっけ。控え全部変えます。以上です。